Hey everybody, I'm the Ranting Monkey, and today we're going to be looking at illegal immigrants paying taxes, and why that doesn't matter.
A dreamer who attends Arizona State University as a junior decided to make a point about the fact that a lot of undocumented people in this country do contribute to America, and they do so by paying their taxes.
I could actually do the whole response just based on what she said right here. It's that nonsensical, but there's no fun in that. So let's see what else she has to say.
So Belen Sisa, who is an immigrant, an undocumented immigrant from Argentina.
No, she's not undocumented. She's an illegal alien living here under DACA. She had to register with the government to be able to stay. While I have my problems with the Deferred Action for Childhood Arrivals, those people are here legally based on the exceptions contained in that order. She's not undocumented. She had to register.
Her family actually brought her to this country when she was 6 years old, posted a photo showing her tax documents and proving that, hey, I actually paid the state of Arizona $300 in taxes.
Again, semantics here, but that photo doesn't prove she actually paid taxes. That photo proves she got a hold of a 1040 and filled it out. Now, I'm perfectly willing to believe that she did pay taxes, but this photo doesn't actually prove it. And that doesn't even begin to touch on the fact that whether or not she paid taxes is irrelevant.
To file my taxes, I had to pay my taxes. Now, keep in mind that she is protected because of Obama's policy to protect dreamers, such as Belen. And what I think is interesting about this story is not that these people pay taxes. Like, we already know that. I think that it's...
Although, Anna, to be fair, almost no one in America knows that.
I know.
Ah, Chank, you human Teletubby. Just because people don't think your point is important doesn't mean they don't know it. I bet if you ask most people if they think murderers pay taxes, they'll tell you they never really thought about it. Because yes, most criminals, except tax evaders of course, do pay taxes in some form. It doesn't excuse their crimes. Illegals are here illegally. That's the point. Them paying taxes has nothing to do with it.
I know. So, like, whenever I come across stories where people are like, oh, did you know that they actually contribute a lot of money to Social Security, but they never get that benefit? Yeah, I knew that.
Anna, try talking to people that don't already agree with you. I don't know anybody on my side of the argument that runs around going, did you know they pay Social Security and never get that money back? Because it's a completely irrelevant point.
How about stop watching Fox News? Don't even watch us. Just don't be an idiot and just search for it on the internet, right? It's very easy.
I would like to amend that. Watch us, then search for it on the internet.
I know, but people like to look at us and say, oh, they come from a biased point of view.
I agree with Anna. Don't watch TYT because they come from a completely biased point of view.
Right, but I have no interest in like twisting the facts for you, okay? So if you don't believe me, if you don't believe Cenk, you have all the resources necessary at your fingertips. Take a look at how much undocumented immigrants actually do contribute in the form of taxes.
It's not that I don't believe you, Anna, it's that it has no bearing on the conversation. Whether or not illegals should be deported has absolutely nothing to do with whether or not they pay any taxes. Imagine this thinking with any other crime. Car thief? Well, he paid taxes. Don't throw him in jail. That makes no sense. We don't base our justice system on whether or not somebody paid taxes. I'd bet even serial killers have filled out a 1040.
Anyway.
You shouldn't be part of the ignorant older generation who watch television.
The people watching television are probably the ones most likely to know that immigrants do pay taxes, considering for 8 years it was beaten into their heads on their nightly news broadcasts. It is not like this information has been suppressed and is only found online. It's been a major talking point of the pro-illegal alien side for a while now.
You're part of the older generation that watches online or does your research online. You're not part of that generation. You're not part of the ignorant folks there. But they did not have access to Google, so they're scared and confused by it. You should be better than that. You could actually do a search and you can tell you should be able to tell what sites are ridiculous and obviously fake and which have real stories. So stop using ignorance as an excuse.
That's right, old people. Stop being dumb. Can't believe he's actually making this argument. His argument is that old people are afraid of Google. And he's also saying that they claim ignorance when it comes to why they should deport illegals.
Why do you think we should deport illegals? Because I'm ignorant.
That's never happened, Tinky Winky.
Anyway,
Right.
now let's tell you what this story's about.
Okay, so I just want to quickly note that even though she pays taxes, since she is undocumented, she doesn't get to benefit from things like financial aid. So she's paying her way through college on her own. And I think that's something that people should applaud her for, because she's not deterred by her undocumented status. She still wants to pursue higher education.
Yeah, God forbid illegals be deterred. That would be horrible.
Now, I think the important part of this story is everyone's reaction to it, right? Because if you are upset at undocumented immigrants because they think they're sucking our resources and they're not paying their fair share of taxes, well, then how can you be mad at her? She's not taking advantage of any government programs, and she is paying her taxes.
Well, you can't say she's not taking advantage of any government programs because she's taking advantage of DACA. What you mean is government social programs, which you also don't provide any evidence of. Sure, she paid $300 in taxes. I will grant that. Let's say that's absolutely true. Doesn't mean she's not taking advantage of other systems that are put in place for illegals. I can't say that she is, but unless you've talked to her and have evidence, you can't say she's not.
Doesn't matter. These people just hate him because they hate him, and that's it. Let me give you a few examples. These are people responding to her Facebook post about this issue. One person writes, "You're disgusting, and I hope that you and your family will be sent back to the lesser country that your ancestors built." Okay. Another person writes, "Whose social are you using?" By the way, she's not using anyone's social. Because she's a dreamer, she gets a social. It's like a social security number that she can register.
Why, Anna, that almost sounds like she's documented.
Your face, clothes, car seem to be contrary to you needing assistance, girl. But based on what, that one photo? What do you, anyway?
And she doesn't get assistance. She pays taxes in and gets no assistance out.
Citation needed, Tinky Winky.
Oh, yeah, you just want assistance, man. How much you want to bet that guy's on assistance?
If you were a foreign invader, you will be investigated. If you are a foreign invader,
she looks like a foreign invader.
That's ridiculous. Yeah. You will be investigated and picked up. I will see to it myself. Who am I, you may ask? I'm your biggest nightmare. I'm a governor hopeful, and putting your deportation on my resume is going to look great on my accolades. Yeah. Because deporting that studious girl who's trying to get an education is going to make you look real good. I mean, in America, it might.
So you cherry-picked some comments and found the worst of the worst, and this is what you came up with. Sure, that guy sounds like a prick, but he's also right. Americans do want their borders secure, or most of us at least. I know that's a bad thing to you leftists, but I really don't understand why.
Hopeful governor. Well, we hope against you. So let's go to the numbers here, because I actually think the numbers are amazing. But before we do, actually, Jesus, can you bring up graphic 5 again? Because I just want to show the folks at home this foreign invader from Argentina.
Oh my God, she looks.
Oh my God, she's a foreign invader. Because they're scared of everything. They're scared of their own shadow. They look at her and they get so frightened. They're like, oh my God, it's a foreign invader.
Hold on, I gotta make a comment. So one of the people who wrote nasty comments on her post commented about how her outfit looks too luxurious. Based on what? She looks like she might be wearing a poncho. I have no idea. You can't tell what she's wearing. That does not look like an overly luxurious outfit.
Yeah, the point about how she looks is stupid. But how can you sit here and say you can't judge her outfit just on what you see here and then turn around and say it doesn't look luxurious to me? You're being a hypocrite.
And how can they tell what model that car is? I don't know. Maybe they're better at the car spotting than I am.
Wow.
All right. Anyway, undocumented immigrants living in the United States in 2013 collectively paid an estimated $11.64 billion a year in state and local taxes, including sales, property, and personal income taxes.
You leftists really like to talk about that $11 billion number. The federal budget alone in 2015 was $3.8 trillion. Yes, $11 billion is a lot of money, but it's not that much when you look at how much is being collected in taxes. It is a very tiny percentage of the overall sales, property, and income tax paid. Undocumented aliens can only pay the sales tax. The only way undocumented aliens are paying income tax is if they do like your friend Guadalupe Garcia did and steal other people's information. The last time I responded to you guys, it was over Guadalupe because you were wringing your hands about her being deported because she's such an upstanding individual, when the fact is she was stealing people's identities. I will link that video below.
Okay, so now I want to explain. That's just local and state taxes. So every time you go to the store and you buy a pair of jeans, you buy a burger, you're paying sales tax. If you're an undocumented immigrant, you never see any of the benefits of that tax.
Yeah, that's simply not true, especially in a state like California where there's all kinds of services for illegal aliens. Stop acting like they don't have any benefit from being here, that paying taxes out of the goodness of their heart is the reason they came. They're here because of the benefits they get from living in America, which includes government services they have available to them. Do they get Social Security? No. Is Social Security the only benefit people can get? No. But the main point I'd like to make is that it doesn't matter if they pay taxes or they get benefits. They're here illegally. We don't let criminals off because they paid taxes. The idea that we should is moronic to an extreme that makes my head hurt. The argument is not whether or not they contribute anything to society. The argument is whether or not they should even be here. They are criminals by default. Do their home countries suck? Yeah, sure. Is that a reason for them to jump the line? No. We have a process in place to get people here if their countries are so horrible that they just want to get away from it. This is a smokescreen designed to confuse the fact that they're here illegally. Oh look, they paid taxes. Oh look, who cares? Jeffrey Dahmer paid sales tax. John Wayne Gacy paid sales tax. That didn't excuse them murdering people. Is comparing a murder to illegal aliens a little bit hyperbolic? Sure. But it's still about the law. We don't ignore the law because somebody paid taxes. It's irrelevant to whether or not they broke the law. Illegals are here illegally. They should be deported back to their home countries, and if they want to come back in, then they should apply like everybody else. We don't give them a pass for breaking the law because they make a minor contribution to the overall tax base. She paid taxes. Great. Now maybe she should follow all the other laws in place and go home and come back the right way. Alright guys, that's going to wrap up this one. If you enjoy my content, please consider supporting it through a Patreon donation or a purchase through the Monkey Store, which will be linked at the end of this video. You can also support this content by pissing off your liberal friends and sharing it on your social media. Thank you so much for watching. I'm the Ranting Monkey, and I will see you next time.
You pay, and apparently $11.6 billion a year according to this analysis, and you never get it back.
Your life makes me sad.